Ryan Castillo was a 29-year-old systems engineer living in San Diego. Originally from Cebu, Philippines, Ryan had moved to the U.S. 10 years earlier with a dream to build a better life. He graduated from a top university, got a great job, and recently bought his first car, a deep gray Tesla Model 3. Clean-cut, polite, and hard-working, Ryan embodied the American dream. On a Thursday afternoon, he was driving home from his office after working late, listening to an audiobook and thinking about what takeout to get for dinner. That's when he noticed flashing blue and red lights in his rearview mirror. Confused, he signaled and pulled over calmly. He hadn't been speeding. He hadn't run a red light. Everything about his car was legal, but the cop behind him had already exited the cruiser with intensity. Officer Dwayne Harkins, a white man in his early 50s with a square jaw and heavy boots, stormed up to Ryan's window and demanded, "License and registration, now." Ryan complied quickly and politely, handing over his documents and asking, "Is everything okay, officer?" Without answering, the officer asked, "Where'd you get this car?" Ryan blinked. "I bought it. It's mine." Harkins narrowed his eyes. "And you can afford this. How?" The tone was clear. Suspicion, accusation. Not because Ryan had done anything wrong, but because of how he looked. It got worse from there. Harkins ordered Ryan out of the car. When Ryan hesitated, asking if he was being detained, the officer unbuckled his holster and raised his voice. "Out of the car now, or I'll drag you out myself." Passers-by began to slow down. A woman across the street started recording with her phone. Ryan stepped out, hands clearly visible. Harkins forced him to the hood of the car and began patting him down aggressively, asking questions like, "Are you in this country legally?" and "You hiding anything in this fancy ride?" Ryan's heart pounded. This wasn't just an illegal stop, it was profiling, plain and simple. Within minutes, 2 more cruisers arrived. The situation escalated into a full scene with lights flashing, more people recording, and neighbors coming out of their homes. One bystander, a law student named Clara Jennings, walked closer and asked loudly, "What's the probable cause for this stop?" Harkins barked at her to stay back, but the cameras were rolling. When backup ran the plates and confirmed the car was clean, legally registered, and insured, Harkins doubled down. "You sure you didn't steal this from someone?" That's when Ryan had enough. He turned to one of the officers and calmly said, "I want your badge number. And I want your supervisor here now." The supervisor arrived 10 minutes later, after Ryan had been sitting on the curb for nearly an hour. She reviewed the footage, listened to witnesses, and asked Officer Harkins to step aside. Ryan remained composed, but the injustice was clear to everyone watching. When Clara posted her footage online, it went viral within hours. Justice for Ryan began trending on Twitter. National news outlets picked up the story. Ryan, who had once avoided attention, found himself invited to speak on talk shows and podcasts. What started as one man's humiliation became a movement. People began sharing their own stories of racial profiling. A civil rights attorney took on Ryan's case pro bono. The body cam footage once released showed clear evidence of misconduct and racial bias. Officer Harkins was placed on administrative leave and later dismissed after a formal investigation. Ryan's calm, dignified handling of the situation earned him respect from all corners of the country. He began working with local police reform groups, helping implement training that emphasized de-escalation, anti-bias education, and community oversight. 6 months later, Ryan was invited to testify before a congressional subcommittee on law enforcement accountability. His voice, once silenced by fear, now echoed through the halls of power. He ended his speech with a powerful message. "Justice isn't a favor, it's a right. No one should be treated like a suspect because of their skin or their surname. I was lucky cameras were there, but many others aren't." The room erupted in applause. That night he drove home in the same Tesla, head held high, not because justice had erased what happened, but because he turned it into something greater, something lasting. The truth had been revealed, and it could never be hidden again.